personal life, but they want to take control of their health and their image. Okay, and so today we're going to be talking about supplements. Okay, health supplements, energy supplements, as well as weight loss supplements. Okay, and so with that said, we're gonna dive right on into it. The first thing I do want to let you know though, before I show you these different supplements, is that supplements enhance what's already working. Okay, and what I mean by that is it's kind of like a house. You know, the house has to have a solid foundation. Otherwise, if you build that house on sand, what tends to happen? You're gonna find that the house is gonna start to, maybe slide to the side. The flooring is gonna start caving in, different things like that, right? And so the foundation of health and weight loss is nutrition. It is exercise, okay? So if you're not doing, if you're not having like a solid nutrition regimen, okay? Solid eating habits, if you don't exercise consistently on a weekly basis, these supplements won't do anything for you, okay? Because they just enhance what's already working. It's a supplement, okay? And so that's first off, I want to let you know that because I don't want you to spend a mini fortune on all these different supplements that I'm getting ready to share with you like I used to do. I used to spend a mini fortune on protein shakes, fat burners, and creatine, all these different types of things, wondering why I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. And it was because I was eating junk food. I was eating fast food all the time with no structure around my calorie intake or my protein intake. And I was also inconsistent with working out as well, okay? And so with that said, you gotta dial those things in first, okay? But now, let's say you have those things dialed in. These are the next steps, okay? These are the next steps. So let's dive right on into it. I got a couple of supplements right here that I'm getting ready to show you. The first one is vitamin D3, okay? Vitamin D3. And you don't have to use this specific brand. I just like this brand. I'm not getting paid from these brands or anything like that. But I did just want to show you exactly what I'm taking, okay? Vitamin D3. A couple of things about vitamin D3. This is going to help with your energy, okay? About a year or so ago, a young lady reached out to me on Facebook, and she was just, I don't know what made her share this story with me, but she was just talking about how her son was so deficient in vitamin D3, in vitamin D, that he had to go to the hospital. And the doctors found that he was very deficient in vitamin D, okay? And I find that a lot of people who are indoors most days, they're not really getting any sunlight, they're not really getting outside. Most people are deficient in vitamin D3, all right, vitamin D. I kind of use those words interchangeably. But yeah, and so it's very important that you have this because not only does it give you energy, it also helps with your mental health. It helps with your overall immune system. And so it's important that you have enough vitamin D. Now, I do recommend you go to a physician to also see if you are deficient, okay? If you're not doing these types of things already, start going to a physician to make sure that you're good. And if you are deficient, they'll let you know. And then you can go take your vitamin D3 supplement, okay? That's the first one. At one point in my career, like stepping into doing more coaching like this, all online and helping people all over the country, I was very busy, like I am now, but I noticed that I was kind of losing a step. Like I was really tired. I'm like, man, why am I so tired? I'm doing all the same things I've been doing. I'm exercising, I'm eating, but I was sedentary a lot more often, because I used to do in-person training here in Buckhead, Atlanta, but when I shifted to doing coaching and helping people all over the country, I was in the house a lot more. And I didn't know what it was until I started, hearing about the vitamin D3. And when I started taking the vitamin D3 and started taking it consistently, my energy level went through the roof. Like, it's almost like, I don't see how this could be as inexpensive as it is for the type of impact that it's had on my life from an energy standpoint, okay, and a focus standpoint. So vitamin D3 is the first supplement, okay? Next supplement. If you're like me, you try to push the needle. And what I mean by that is you're very driven. You try to challenge yourself on a daily basis to do as much as you can and be really productive, which causes a lot of stress, a lot of voluntary stress because, we're working really hard. And so, the second supplement is ashwagandha. All right, ashwagandha. This is a stress management supplement that helps you, yeah, manage your stress. And so that way you're not feeling like your blood pressure is raising up so high because of your stress levels. Because guys, if you have things like high blood pressure and you're stressed all the time, you can't outwork high blood pressure. You got to make sure that you're managing your stress on a daily and weekly basis. That way you don't mess around and have things like strokes or a heart attack, okay? And so ashwagandha is something that's going to help you manage your stress. Myself and also other successful clients that I've helped have told me the stress, when you lower your stress levels with something like ashwagandha, is help them perform better in the private life, if you know what I mean. And I've noticed this as well. And so I take ashwagandha almost on a daily basis. It helps me manage my stress because most days I'm doing 12 to 14 days, 12 to 14 hour days. And, when you're working that length of time on a daily basis, you're going to notice that your stress level is going to be really high because you're driven, you're ambitious. And so you got to make sure you're using supplements that are going to fuel your ambition because it gives you that edge. Eating healthy and having proper nutrition and also exercising, that's the foundation. But once you get that, if you want to take it to the next level, you're like, man, I always want to have that edge. I always want to be progressing. These are the type of supplements you want to be taking. So I share vitamin D3, ashwagandha. The next one is magnesium glycinate. All right, magnesium glycinate. And again, you don't have to use these brands that I'm sharing with you. I know there's tons of other brands out there as well. But magnesium is something that I just started taking about a year ago. Helped me a lot with my sleep, because I found myself, grinding really hard throughout the day with work and working out and all these other things. And, I found myself having a hard time feeling rested when I would wake up. I'm like, man, why don't I feel rested like I used to feel? And it wasn't until I started taking magnesium glycinate is when I started having better, well-rested sleep. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, man, I feel good. I feel like I can get some things accomplished today, And so magnesium is like it helps with your nervous system, okay? It helps you improve your nervous system because a lot of times on a daily basis, not just from exercise, but also from having a very mentally demanding career, it stresses you, okay? It stresses your nerves, I remember when I was a kid, my parents, they used to say, boy, you're getting on my last nerves. And so, I'm basically saying, look, you getting on my nerves, man. My nerves are high right now. You're raising my blood pressure. You're stressing me out. And so taking something like magnesium is not only going to help you manage your nerves, okay? It's also going to help you get better sleep. So you're going to have better sleep quality. That way, you're not having the cravings, okay? That way, it makes it easier for you to lose weight because you're not feeling tired the next day. The last thing you want to do when you're trying to lose weight is, last thing people think about doing when they're trying to lose weight is, working out. They don't want to work out because they're tired. They don't want to work out because they don't have the motivation because they're, deprived of sleep. The sleep quality is poor. And so taking something like magnesium glycinate is definitely going to help you, okay? There's a ton of different types of magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is the one you want to use, all right, for stress, for better sleep quality, okay? But there's other ones out there also. So the next one is a protein shake, okay? Protein shake supplement, all right? Whey protein shake specifically. I know most people think about, when they hear protein, they think gym culture. They think bodybuilder. You're gonna build muscle, burn fat. And although those things are true, it can help you build muscle. It can help you get leaner, because as you build muscle from lifting weights, it raises your metabolism. It raises your resting metabolism. That way it makes it easier for you to lose weight, okay? But there's other benefits too. Most people that I see who reach out to me, very successful in their careers, but they are kind of like losing with their health and their image. And they tend to have like pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. And that's one reason is because they're eating too much carbs, They're not being intentional with the types of foods they're eating. They're carb high, but protein low. When you eat more protein, this is not only going to help you burn more fat and lose more weight. What eating more protein is also going to do is also going to help you manage your blood sugar throughout the day. If you notice that you wake up in the morning, you eat a breakfast, or you eat lunch in the middle of the day, and you have brain fog, you're like, oh man, I got to go back into work again. You're feeling really tired mentally. That's because you're consuming the wrong types of foods. You got to develop more structure with the foods that you're eating and the portions that you're eating. And so you want to consume more protein within your meals, okay? That's going to help you regulate your blood sugar, because the types of foods you're eating is spiking your blood sugar, causing you to get the whole brain fog or itis feeling, okay? And so that's not a good thing. You're either eating the wrong foods or you're eating too much, because you could be eating the right foods, but if you eat way too much, it'll still spike your blood sugar, okay? And I got a supplement I'm getting ready to share with you that's going to help with that also, with like consumption. So yeah, that's protein shake, all right? I've heard professionals talk about, hey, just consume BCAAs, things like that, which is also another supplement. Well, you really don't have to consume BCAAs if you're consuming protein, because the building blocks of protein are BCAAs. So you don't need BCAAs if you're drinking a protein shake, all right? So that's the second one. I mean, that's the fourth one. And then there's one more I want to share with you, which is riboflavin. Riboflavin, all right, also known as vitamin B2. This is going to help you with consuming the food that you're eating, all right, or the beverages that you're drinking. Like, let's say you drink a protein shake, right? You're not eating it, and so it's going to help you consume the healthy fats. It's going to help you consume the protein and the carbs more efficiently. Because as we get older, once we get into about, our 30s, our 40s and 50s, our body needs a little bit of help digesting and absorbing certain food. Like, we can still consume it from an energy standpoint, but if we want to extract the essential nutrients from the foods, we can use things like riboflavin to help that consumption process, okay? That will get more of what we actually want out of the food or the beverage that we're drinking, okay? I want to make sure I didn't miss anything on that. Oh yeah, the other thing is riboflavin is going to help you with your energy, your focus, your heart and your mental health. I notice a lot of times, a lot of the successful people that I help, they don't want to just lose weight from just an image and health standpoint. They want to be able to, focus and be more efficient with their work. They want to be sharp with their work. And the only way you could do that is if you have a sharp mind. You have to have a healthy brain, okay? And so riboflavin, among other supplements, will help you with that, okay? So these are the 5. Now, I'm gonna do a quick recap. So you got vitamin D3 for energy, okay? Vitamin D3. You have magnesium glycinate right here for nerve management, all right? Help you sleep better. You have ashwagandha for stress and mood, okay? You have riboflavin for more energy and focus, okay? And consumption of essential nutrients like proteins, carbs, and fats. And then lastly, we have protein, okay? And again, you don't have to use these brands that I just shared with you. There's tons of other brands out there that you can use, but these are the brands that at the moment that I'm consuming and using that I find really helpful. These are just a couple of supplements that I recommend to my successful coaching clients. If you want to learn more about the other supplements that I help them use, that I recommend to them to, build more muscle and strength and things like that and burn more fat, kind of like supplements like creatine. These are not the only ones, but we go more into detail inside my coaching program, okay? Talk more about supplementation. We talk about proper nutrition, proper exercise. Inside the coaching program, we do weekly group coaching calls, weigh-ins, progress photos. I map out a nutrition plan for them so they know exactly what foods they need to eat. That way they're not guessing in a way that fits their lifestyle. That way they can get the results and keep them. And then also we do something called lifestyle-based training, where the workouts support their schedule. the time that they can actually hit the gym. That way they can stick with the workout routine and not feel disappointed because they're continuing to fall off. Okay, and so if you want that type of help, I'll drop a link down below in the description down below, and so that way you can learn more about how I help my members and how I can help you as well. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Let's see. Thank you for putting on the wild protein chips. Glad you find it helpful, Jordan. Cool. Well, other than that, I am out of here. Let's get it.